Good morning, I'm Sonia or La Femme Artour. Welcome to my vlog. Today is Wednesday, March 15th, and Justice and I are in week 11 of our challenge to run, walk, or crawl 1,000 miles in 2017, logging in those miles across all 50 states. Today is my rendition of what I ate Wednesday. I get a lot of questions about what I eat on the road, which is a challenge, but fortunately, I'm always up for a good challenge. So let me share breakfast with you. So it occurred to me as I was setting out breakfast this morning, I think this is exactly what I ate last week for breakfast. So now I don't eat the same thing every day. I've actually been having peanut butter on my bread and just felt like a change. Anywho, so this is Ezekiel bread. It's a 9-grain sprouted bread that you get from the freezer section of your grocery store, but as you can see, I don't have a freezer in my vehicle and my bread is holding up just fine. Part of that is because it's been so cold here lately, but I also find that suggested care and expiration for our food products is not always entirely necessary. Another example would be this horseradish cheddar spread that I got a week ago. Again, it's been cold here in my vehicle, so the cheese is held up just fine. So I've had this cheese for a week now, unrefrigerated other than, as I say, the temperature in my vehicle, and it's holding up just fine. Were this the middle of the summer? Probably not the same case. So anywho, slice of Ezekiel bread, some cheese spread on that for my protein, and I always like something fresh and living at every meal if possible. So these are blueberries, and I will probably eat this whole, the whole thing. Had a cup of coffee this morning. I'm at cafe. And once I finish breakfast, I'll actually head to McDonald's for a second cup of coffee before I hit the library, get some work done today. So, what I ate Wednesday, breakfast. So I just got curious. This says California Giant Berry Farms. California Giant, main office, California. Yet down here this says product of Mexico. I'm a little confused. Anybody know the scoop on that? And to answer any question you may have about the presence of a McDonald's cup of coffee in my car this morning, so here's my routine. In the interest of preserving resources, I typically will go to McDonald's in the morning, have a cup or two of coffee, and then get a refill to go. And sometimes I drink that in the evening if I'm feeling like I'm hitting a brick wall, and other times I will save it for the morning. And lately I have been also going to McDonald's in the evening or mid-afternoon, having a cup of coffee and taking a refill for the morning. So my first cup of coffee in the morning is cold, but it doesn't bother me. I've gotten used to a lot of things. When you're chasing your dreams, you're willing to make sacrifices. I do have a camp stove, and I do have coffee and a filtration system that I can make hot coffee in the morning. But a couple of things, as I say, preservation of resources. I don't want to use it unless I need to. So there are times when I'm camped out in a remote area where coffee is just not an option. And so I have a means to make coffee for my daily pleasure. And the other thing is that my camp stove is less efficient in very cold temperatures, and it has been very cold. So even if I were in a remote location and using my camp stove, I would probably make that cup of coffee in the evening when the temperature was warmer, to use less fuel than I would if I was doing the same cup in the morning. So that's my coffee system. It works for me. Continuing with what I ate Wednesday, a little snack before I move into the library. So these are walnut pieces and golden raisins. There's a 1/4 cup in there, and then about a 1/8 of a cup here. And I do measure my foods at this point in my journey, just trying to make sure that I'm getting enough calories. And I have found that often my perception does not match reality. And folks, that's in a number of ways, not just portion sizes. So when I'm really concerned about making sure that I have enough or not too many calories, I do resort to measuring for a spell. And so this is a 1/4 cup. 1/8 of a cup, and now I know exactly what to enter into my FitnessPal, so I know exactly the calories and the macronutrients that I'm receiving on a daily basis. Important when you're trying to sustain an entire year-long road trip and when you are logging in 1,000 miles over the course of that year on foot. What I ate Wednesday, it's my snack. So lunch edition of what I ate Wednesday, I am hoping to get a run in this afternoon. So I thought maybe carbon up with some sliced potatoes, mushroom pieces and stems. They're both in cans, but that's what I've got. I do have a fresh dinner waiting for me. So I thought that would be acceptable. And I don't know if you've ever used one of these guys before. I had to YouTube it to figure out how to use it. But kind of fascinating. It works. I can't do it with one hand though. But I thought I'd show you. This is my little contraption that I use for opening cans on the road. And I will actually save the liquid from this can and use for Justice's dehydrated Honest Kitchen food that I serve her. So a little added bonus flavor for her, and that is lunch. Okay, so the look of that did not really make me all that happy. We do eat with our eyes first, and while there's a slight variation in texture there, not really so much color. It's kind of white and tan. Not a lot of flavor going on too, so here's what I decided to do. I've got some roasted garlic, so I'm going to add some roasted garlic in there, and I also have from the Spiceologist in Spokane, Washington, a Black Magic Cajun rub, so that'll add both some color and some flavor to this otherwise very bland, boring, I can't believe I'm going to eat this meal, which should snazz it up enough to make me happy. At least satisfied. It's getting better. I was just thinking, I wish I had some green. I wish I had some cilantro or some parsley or something like that. And I happen to remember that my sister gave me some fresh herbs from her garden just before I left Virginia on my journey. So I'm going to just kind of add that to the mixture there. I believe that's oregano. And that now is kind of starting to look like decent Bittles. Maybe I'm done. I think I'm done. I've had a few bites of that, and if I were to actually heat that up, it's quite delightful. Not bad at all. And I just plugged everything into my FitnessPal, 340 calories. And I've also reached my fiber goal for the day. Woot woot. You know, Edward and I always prided ourselves on being good pantry cooks, meaning able to just open the pantry, open the refrigerator, and create something out of whatever we could find there. And it's quite satisfying to know that I can still do that on the road with the tiny little pantry that I have here. That was not bad at all. Not bad at all. And what will probably be my final segment, food segment of what I ate Wednesday. I've been looking forward to this all day. I picked this up yesterday, some roasted red pepper hummus, and the asparagus was on sale, only $1.47 a pound, so I picked some of that up too. This will probably be 2 meals for me, actually. I will have half of this asparagus. I'm not sure. That's a lot of hummus. I probably won't have half of that hummus, probably just a third of it. It says the serving size is like 2 tablespoons, but no, we're gonna go well beyond that. I'm a little shy on my protein needs for the day anyways, so gonna stock up on that with the hummus and nice, fabulous asparagus. Great, healthy dinner. Pretty sure asparagus has a good amount of protein in it as well. What I ate Wednesday. Dinner. Conclusion. So, fortunately, my calories are spot on for my needs for this challenge. My difficulty is getting enough protein in terms of percentage of my calorie intake. So Edward's going to reach out to a couple of vegan friends and find out about good protein sources. Is 20% of my daily caloric intake what I should be shooting for? I'm not exactly an athlete, but I am logging in miles every day, and give me a little help. Not that I'm going vegan or even vegetarian. I do eat animal protein, but I just don't have access to cooking facilities or refrigeration, and so that makes animal protein, unless it's canned, a little difficult, and just want to try to minimize processed foods as well. So, but all in all, I'm feeling good. The run was good today, and feeling strong and enthusiastic again. Had a productive day at work, getting my work done. So I'll rest well tonight, and looking forward to tomorrow. With that, I bid you adieu.